What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. So, this is going to be a very personal episode of Joe Winko Talk. It's not going to be anything morbid or gloomy at all, but it definitely is going to be personal, and it's going to be one of my shorter episodes of Joe Winko Talk. Ones where I just get right to the point, or at least try to. I honestly felt like I should have done this episode of Joe Winko Talk a long time ago because it's honestly something about myself that I have to continuously explain to people over and over again so they understand why. As you can see from the title of this video, I am notorious for taking a long time to reply to text messages. And I'm going to be explaining why I'm notorious for taking a long time to reply to text messages in this episode of Joe Winko Talk. So let's begin. So first of all, to start with, I honestly do not like texting at all. This is the kind of phone that I use. It was a gift from my adoptive parents. Shout out to my adoptive parents. It's a Moto E5 in case you're wondering. And I actually love this phone. It's actually my most favorite phone I've ever had in my whole entire life, honestly. But I really do not like texting on it, and I really never liked texting on any cell phone that I ever had. First of all, I have really big fingers, in case you guys haven't noticed. It's not the only big thing I have. And I can easily make spelling errors. I'm already like notorious enough for typing errors and typos and everything when I'm typing stuff on the computer. But when I'm texting, it can be even worse, really. Sometimes I forget to type certain words because my autism mind thinks of it so fast, and then I forget to type certain words in between and everything, and I have to go back and proofread it. And it gets annoying when I'm just trying to talk to someone and just trying to get to know someone. I honestly prefer to call someone instead. That's what I always preferred. Also, on top of that, texting is way too impersonal. You can easily misunderstand a text message or misread a text message or misword a text message if you're sending it. And it can get pretty negative. Like, you aren't hearing the person's emotions. You don't know exactly what they mean when they type this and text that and type this and text that. That's why I always prefer for someone to call me instead and to talk to me instead, so I can hear their voice, know their mood, know exactly how they're feeling and everything, and so I can pick up on their mood and everything, and so they can know my mood and everything too. Also, it really gets on my nerves when people get upset with me for taking a long time to reply to texts. Like, I'm always like, what the hell do they think I'm doing? Just sitting here with my cell phone in my hand, just like staring at it and waiting for them to send me a text like that the whole entire time? No, I'm honestly not. Because of my autism and ADHD, I get sidetracked really easily. Like, I'm not always on my phone. Some days I don't even look at my phone. Some days I forget to turn silent off my phone, but that doesn't really happen very often. As soon as I wake up, I always unmute my phone and everything because I sleep during weird hours of the day, and when normal people are usually awake, I'm usually asleep, and I'm kind of like a night owl in case you guys are wondering. Again, it's the autism in me, but also because I'm trying to avoid my adoptive dad's brother who lives here too, so yeah. Gotta socially distance with this coronavirus stuff going on. But moving on, it gets on my nerves when people get upset with me for not answering their text messages right away. And then they think that I'm blowing them off and ignoring them. The one thing that really strikes a nerve with me is when someone sends me a text message because it took me a long time to reply to their text message and they say, "Oh, I guess you don't want to talk to me at all. I'll leave you alone now." that really strikes a nerve with me, and it really upsets me, and it really makes me angry. And it's the same thing, like getting back to texting and misunderstanding texts. Most of the time, you're going to misunderstand a person's tone with a text message because you're not hearing their tone. And most of the time, the overwhelming majority of the time, you might perceive it as negative, and that's never good. It's better to call someone and hear their voice and like know how they're feeling and everything, as I explained earlier. I did add the Power Ranger ringtone to my cell phone, kind of like the Power Rangers when they're what do they call them? Their watches that they wear, their communication watches. I forgot what they called those in the series. That doot 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 noise. So I think of the Power Rangers whenever I get a text because I thought that would make me more inclined to text and everything and make it more fun for me, which it actually kind of has. But the thing is, it hasn't really made it that much fun. Like, yeah, I definitely feel like a Power Ranger whenever I get a text message on my phone. Hell, I am a Power Ranger. But I honestly prefer for people to call me instead. And I also have a ringtone for when someone calls me. It's the Go Go Power Rangers theme song. I love hearing that a lot more, honestly. And it's pretty awesome. But that's the thing. I prefer calling instead. But if you're going to text me, what you should do is send me a face picture and send me your name and tell me where you got my number from. Like, oh, Joe, you sent me your number from here, or Joe, you sent me your number from there, or my name is whatever. Here's a picture of me. And send me a picture for my contacts, really. I mean, I remember when I used to talk to guys on Tinder. Well, first of all, guys on Tinder tend to be like colossal assholes and not in a good way. But I remember when I talked to guys on Tinder, I'd always ask them to send me a face picture for my contacts, and they said, "Oh, you could have downloaded my face picture from the Tinder app." You can't fucking do that. How stupid are you? But it just gets on my nerves because that's another thing. I kind of have an irrational anger for people's stupidity sometimes, especially on Tinder where a bunch of assholes lurk around at. And especially since it's such a fast-paced app and people forget about you in the blink of an eye. But let's not even go there. And another thing that makes me really angry with all the dating sites that I'm on, because I'm on a whole bunch. I made a whole YouTube video about that, every single dating site that I'm on. Guys are always too afraid to call me on the phone. Like, they don't want to call me on the phone because they're nervous about it. They don't even want to voice chat with me on Skype. They just want to type back and forth to me. This happens a lot on FetLife and CollarSpace. That's where this mostly happens. Like, guys on FetLife, they just want to type to me. And, you know, it pisses me off right away when they don't want to call or talk to me on the phone because I want to talk to you and hear your voice. I don't want to just be typing messages back and forth. I mean, seriously, how impersonal can you get? Because really, it seems like they're just talking to me just so they can fantasize about being with me instead of actually being with me in real life. And that gets on my nerves because it also wastes my time too. But as much as I hate to admit this, it's not like I really have anything better to waste my time on. Well, yeah, I do. I can make these videos for YouTube. I mean, that definitely isn't wasting my time. So, if you really want to contact me and get my undivided attention, it's best to call me. And I can definitely confirm that because you definitely will have my undivided attention if you call me. And also, I'll really appreciate it because it shows that you listen to this episode of Joe Winko Talk and that you actually have respect for me. And don't we all want respect? I mean, come on. But yeah, seriously, I really prefer for people to call me instead. Like, I always have my cell phone on silent whenever I'm doing an episode of Joe Winko Talk or whenever I'm doing a YouTube video. If I can't talk, I just won't answer and I'll get back to you later. So, yeah, that's that. So that's basically it for this episode of Joe Winko Talk. I hope you guys all liked it. I hope you guys are all staying safe with this coronavirus stuff going on. It's getting really bad down in Florida where I'm at, but I'm going to save that for another episode of Joe Winko Talk. So that's basically it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.